Still no sound? Still no sound. How about now? How about now? Is this better? It's still low. Are we good? Like what's going on? I don't know how this thing got messed up. Low sound. Testing 1, 2, 3. I'm probably gonna start this live stream over. I can't have an intro like that. Are you kidding me? I strive for perfection on this channel. Is it still all right? I think we're good. People are still saying it's low though. Is it really still low? I don't know how this got messed up. Let's see. Ah, I know how. How's that? My goodness. Hey, we did it. I'm sorry, everybody. Wow, that's pathetic. I'm a terrible host. All right. Oh, man. Sorry, everybody. So back to the show. Trading to go live via Bakkt on December 12th. December 12th. We have a date. We have a date, everybody. Let the price speculation begin now. And I just tweeted this. So if you are a replay viewer, I was saying at the beginning of this channel or this video, just see the timestamp in the description below or the pinned comment below, and you can get right into the meat of it. So this just came out, and we have good old Joseph Young just tweeted a little bit ago, a few hours ago. Bakkt will officially begin clearing Bitcoin futures on December 12th, 2018. Previously, the US SEC rejected 9 Bitcoin ETFs that based their price on the futures market because the Bitcoin futures market was not sufficiently liquid. The entrance of Bakkt could change the viewpoint of SEC. And then there you go, you can see it. ICE Futures US, Bakkt Bitcoin daily futures contract to begin trading on December 12th, 2018. What's crazy, thanks Christian for the subscribe. I just thought of this while I was reading about this little news. What's up, Stephen Herzog? Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Dan Best, Nadine, Randy, F150. I love all you guys. I thought of this. It just brought nostalgia back to me, right? I just got these memories. And here's an article from last year, which says, CME Group, one of the world's largest providers of derivative products, announced on October 31st. Do you remember that? October 31st? That it would launch Bitcoin futures by the end of the year. Do you remember that? On December 1st, CME announced that the contract would be available for trading on December 18th. Do you remember that announcement? I just want to, for perspective before we get into this current news, there it is. There's a CME announcement, October 30th? October 31st right here. Interestingly enough, right around $6,000, a little bit above $6,000. And look at what we've been through. It feels like yesterday that happened. Look what we've been through since then. Now, we are in October. We find ourselves in the end of October again. Just trading right around $6,000. And then we have this new news that everybody's all giddy about. Once again, pretty interesting to see, but you can see the Intercontinental Exchange's upcoming cryptocurrency trading platform Bakkt will officially launch on December 12th, pending regulatory approval. ICE announced Monday that Bakkt could begin offering physically settled Bitcoin futures contracts in December, marking the first cryptocurrency-related offering provided through the new platform. Bakkt will hold the Bitcoins backing the futures contract in the ICE digital asset warehouse. Jay Gulori, we are about to win, been bullish all year, bullish until 2040 and beyond. So these future contracts will be cleared through ICE Clear US, another subsidiary of the exchange, which notably owns this New York Stock Exchange. Each futures contract calls for delivery of 1 Bitcoin held in the Bakkt digital asset warehouse and will trade in US dollar terms. 1 daily contract will be listed for trading each exchange business day, the announcement read. The exchange was initially expected to launch in November, pending approval by the CFTC. No reason was immediately given for the delay through December. The bear market comedian says that the wave is coming. The wave is coming. So, as I mentioned, CME, it's just like, it's crazy, isn't it? Like, man, I need a new chair. Sarah, we need a new chair. I need to get a new chair. I keep telling her, and I keep forgetting. I need to go on Amazon and order a nice new chair. It's so squeaky. Anyway, I have this feeling from last October. And I'm not saying that by trying to preface that, hey, we got that CME, that CME talk starting the end of last October. Look what happens. We saw all-time highs. I'm not saying like that's going to happen again right now, right? But I'm just saying it's interesting. It's really interesting what we've been through over the last year in terms of that CME announcement, October 31st of 2017, and then really all-time highs, and then now back to where we started a year ago. It's crazy what we've been through. It really is crazy what we've been through. So here's a good article I also want to just kind of go over real quick, which is to ask the question: could Bakkt Bitcoin futures market launch in December lead to ETF approval? I think it's a good question to ask. How it could impact Bitcoin ETF decision. On August 24th, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission rejected 9 Bitcoin exchange-traded funds filed by 3 companies, all of which proposed Bitcoin futures markets operated by CME Group and CBOE to provide the base price of Bitcoin. At the time, the decision of the 3 firms to file 9 Bitcoin ETFs that attempted to circumvent the SEC's concerns on the dependence of publicly tradable instruments on unregulated exchanges was seen as a smart move to propose a commission with a different approach to operating an ETF. But the SEC ultimately denied the 9 ETFs, stating that the entire Bitcoin futures market ecosystem as a whole is not of a significant size to launch an ETF on top of. Do you remember that? Do you remember that hearts were broken? Hearts were broken. And I apologize, my voice is a little tired. I think I'm fighting something. I gotta load up on that vitamin C. The entrance of Bakkt in the Bitcoin futures exchange market is expected to drastically increase the liquidity and trading activity in the market, which may lead to the SEC reconsidering the significance of the market and, more specifically, the impact the futures market could have on the actual price of Bitcoin. So, really interesting, isn't it? How this Bakkt news, this Bakkt deal, and the launch of this could prove as just another solid foundation, another solid cornerstone into the legitimacy, first of all, of Bitcoin and these trading markets. So it's definitely good news nonetheless. Billionaire investor Mike Novogratz agrees. Mike Novogratz, an early investor in the cryptocurrency market and the CEO of Galaxy Digital, which recently became the first custodian customer of Fidelity Investments, stated the emergence of the Bakkt BTC futures market will increase the probability of a BTC ETF based on a BTC futures market to be approved in the near future. The cryptocurrency market is being institutionalized at a faster rate, with infrastructure supporting the class strengthening rapidly, especially with the progress made by companies such as Bakkt, Coinbase, and BitGo. The last barrier between the cryptocurrency and institutional investors has long been recognized to be custodian solutions. BitGo, Coinbase, and Fidelity Investments have already started to provide crypto custodian solutions. In the months to come, the cryptocurrency market will likely anticipate the decision of the US SEC to approve or reject ETFs, a move that could heavily impact retail traders and individual investors based in the US. Man, it really could. It really could impact us. So that's the news today. But I think, like I said, I don't want to keep repeating myself. I'm sure there's probably a few new people here since when I started the live stream, but I just think it's crazy. I mean, I'm not saying it means anything. I'm not even saying it was orchestrated this way at all. But it's funny just to be a year later from that CME announcement that last week of October, and a year later we're trading almost at the same price after just a crazy roller coaster that we've been on. And now we have like this new thing. A year ago, we would have never thought about Bakkt. It wasn't even a thing, right? We wouldn't even thought about Fidelity. We wouldn't even thought about, I mean, if you think about it, when that CME announcement came out, we wouldn't even have thought about, we would be touching like a $20,000 Bitcoin, let alone coming back down to 6,000. It's crazy. This ride is crazy. I enjoy it though. It's fun. So, do you all think, and you can see right now, I mean, not much has happened since this was announced. Literally nothing moves Bitcoin anymore. It's just going to move when it wants to move. But you can see when the CME announcement came out last year, obviously we were already moving like crazy leading up to that, right? Through that end of the summer into October. And then interestingly enough, you remember we basically, after that news came out, we shot up. That news shot up almost to around $8,000 from 6,000, and then straight back down like the next week. So 1 week up, 1 week retracement straight back down. Interesting to see that volatility with news like this. It doesn't act the same. And that is a sign of just crazy consolidation. We're in a different phase of the market right now. Thanks Shaba for the subscribe. Yeah, we're in a different phase of this long-term trend, and we're in that like bottom phase. We're in that consolidation phase. And so whether it's news coming out now, whether it's announcements that will come out in the future, the market is going to move when it just decides to. But I think one thing that is sure is this long-term trend in terms of Bitcoin that we're on right now, right? This large, and I'm trying to draw this line. So this large like triangle that you see on the screen, this descending triangle, is a good sign of bears just getting tired, bears getting weak. So even though you don't see like a crazy move, a crazy burst, right? Like we did with that CME announcement news last year. Right now you don't see anything happening with this Bakkt announcement because there's a date at least, right? December 12th. By the way, the day before my birthday. Good to see the consolidation. It's good to see. It's definitely not a bad thing that we're not, and it's not just this Bakkt news. It's not just what's happening today. I'm just saying in general, news that's been happening over the last few months, all the good stuff happening, and we're going down and consolidating strongly. Not a bad thing. If anything, it's really priming Bitcoin for its next parabolic move, which we all need to be patient for. And really, as we really get into this this really tight phase in this consolidation, we're getting close to a move one way or another, and you can see we're literally at the edge of this apex. So Poseidon Lou, thank you for that LTC, man. Appreciate that. So anyway, that's the news today. I wasn't planning on doing a video, but I popped on Twitter, saw what was going on. I figured I'd do a quick live stream, just bringing it up. I wanted to cover the content at least and not wait till tomorrow. So I thought a live stream could be cool, a quick one. We're 15 minutes in. Good thing if you weren't here at the beginning of it, because my sound wasn't working. But what's up, everybody? How are you all feeling about this? I have a question for you, which is to say, it's a press 1, press 2 question. Morton, thank you for the subscribe. Press 1 if this, which is what we see on the screen right here, right? Here we go. Bakkt will officially begin clearing Bitcoin futures on December 12, 2018. Press 1 if that excites you. Press 1 if you think that's like something big. Press 1 if you think that's something that's going to move price, that's going to play into price. Press 2 if you're just like, I think it's already played into price. I think this isn't going to do anything. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Press 2. I'm curious of just like the sentiment of this news that just came out today. So we have Rent Money Hedge Fund Manager with a 2. We have a couple of 2s flying through the screen. I can't really keep track. But mostly, well, now we have 2s coming. So Jacob Plays is pressing 2 a million times. Steven's not too excited. Steven Herzog, you're not too excited about this news. Perosi says, I'm excited about Fidelity, Dan. I am too. I'm excited about all of this. I'm excited about this. Just like this article we just covered, right? Which answers the question, could Bakkt begin Bitcoin futures market launch in December lead to ETF approval? You know, that's a good question to ask. And I like what Mike Novogratz talked about, which is, let's see, Mike Novogratz, an early investor in cryptocurrency markets, CEO of Galaxy Digital, first custodian customer Fidelity, stated the emergence of the Bakkt to Bitcoin futures market will increase the probability of a Bitcoin ETF based on a Bitcoin futures market to be approved in the near future. So just like Mike is saying, it's going to increase the possibility and the probability of a Bitcoin ETF approval. I think it does so many other things for this space. Just to give you an example, and this is like, this is like a real life scenario for me, which is speaking to the Fidelity news, just say the Fidelity news. Every time I'll meet up with my dad for lunch every once in a while. He doesn't know too much about cryptocurrency, but we chat about it. He knows what I do. I'm in the space. And every time over the last year that we meet up, there seemed to be like some type of new news coming out. And my dad's definitely like a financial guy. He knows his stuff. So last time we met, I told him about Fidelity, right? I told him how they've been mining Bitcoin since 2015 and the products they're going to launch. And that alone got my dad, I saw it in his eyes, just kind of like, oh, that's interesting, wow. Like, is this, like, Bitcoin might be legit, crypto might be legit. So all these things happening, whether it's reflected in price now, a month from now, a year from now, 3 years from now, isn't the point so much as to say, and I just saw it fly on the screen, adoption. All this stuff happening creates adoption because people are starting to look at Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, as not only legitimate, but they're looking at cryptocurrency as literally like the future. Like, why is someone like Fidelity, right, mining Bitcoin since 2015? It's simple. It's because it's the future. Why are billions and billions of dollars coming into cryptocurrency space via venture capitalists, like in record numbers in 2018 compared to 2017? It's simple. It's because it's the future. And these venture capitalists know what they're doing. Fidelity know what they're doing. They don't want to miss the boat. And it's crazy to think that last year, with the CME news right here in October, the end of October, we've literally, what was that? What was that game? October 30th. Let's see. I forget. 240% gains after that CME news, right? The nice bull run. That doesn't even count the run leading up to that. And then full retracement from that CME news. And now the foundation of Bitcoin, the foundation of cryptocurrency, the foundation of this technology that we've all become pretty excited about. There's so much happened after during this 70% or so retracement back down, that right now Bitcoin, a year later from that CME announcement a year ago, right now Bitcoin is so much stronger. The foundation is set so much more for additional growth. And I just did a video earlier talking about the growth of Bitcoin versus the growth of Apple, and how it makes so much sense, because Many people say Apple and Bitcoin can't be compared, right? Because they're completely different things. But the point of the video that I went over is they totally can be compared because it's digital. Facebook is digital, right? Apple is digital. It's a digital business. And it is people working, and whether it's a social network, whatever it is, whether it's your iPhone, which obviously you can hold, it's digital and it's trusted. When you go on Facebook, you're trusting Facebook with so much. But now we have a new digital business, if you want to call it a digital business. We have this new digital technology that is decentralized and it's taken over. So when you see things like Fidelity mining Bitcoin since 2015, it's like at first it's like what? But then you're kind of like, that makes sense. And the growth is going to come. And the volatility that we've seen in Bitcoin over the first 10 years of Bitcoin is not only expected, but it's normal, and you can even see it. I mean, here's Apple on the weekly chart, and that big highlighted box is the 50,000% gains that Apple saw from its low. Its 40-cent low back in 1997, 20 years later, up 50,000%. Because guess what? Back then, Apple was doing what Bitcoin is doing now, right? Back then, here's 10 years in Apple, right? Hitting its first like all-time high, going crazy, kind of similar to Bitcoin going crazy, $20,000, and then boom, look at this, 80% retracement, similar to what Bitcoin did. 80% retracement. Volatile, new technology, emerging technology, people don't even know what it is. They don't know how it works. And then what happens next after that foundation, 10 years, 15-year foundation right here, people saying it's a joke. What happened with Apple? It went up 50,000%. It went from 40 cents to now over $200. So you can totally liken that to Bitcoin, and you can ask yourself the same question in this new emerging technology that nobody, not nobody, but most people out there, they just don't understand. We're right at the beginning where Apple was at that same time frame. The first 10, 15 years, foundational. You and I taking a risk on this new technology, 50,000% gains, heck yeah, why not in 20 years? How is that not achievable? And especially with the scarcity piece, right? Apple didn't have a scarcity thing. So it's craziness, the opportunity that we have right now. So my whole point to this is this little news that came out. You can see it on this tweet. Bakkt will officially begin clearing Bitcoin futures on December 12, 2018. It's just a little brick. It's just another little brick. So don't be disappointed if it's not moving price, if it's not doing something crazy, because this is literally the foundation being built. You and I are here. If you're invested in it, you're part of it. You might not be, building the technology. You might not be on social media doing videos or on Twitter like Joseph Young, getting 1,000 likes per tweet, but you're invested. You're part of it. You own part of it. You're in this network. We're all in this. And it really is the beginning. We have the whole future ahead of us. Each line represents a halving, goes on to 21, 41 to the last halving. Like, this is the beginning. So welcome to the show. It's exciting, to say the least. So this is just a little video, a little blip on the radar in this story of Bitcoin, another brick in this huge, huge foundation, this new technology, cryptocurrency. It's taking the world by storm. It's going to keep taking the world by storm. So if you're here, congratulations, because I think you're smart. And if you're long and you're not trading, I never really recommend trading. If you're long, if you're accumulating, if you see the future that's on the screen right now, I think that's wise. I do. That's not financial advice. I'm not telling you to accumulate, but it's not a bad idea. So those are my thoughts. There it is. Bakkt begin clearing Bitcoin futures December 12th. Now we get to sit back and see what happens with that, how that affects price, how that affects the market. Appreciate all of you coming by. It's time for me to go hang out with my beautiful wife, Sarah. I just heard her walk through the doors. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you're a replay viewer, what you think about this. Everybody that came by, appreciate you. This is getting fun. It really is. Especially just looking back at the last year, it's just getting fun. Let's just keep building. Let's just keep building. Let's just keep accumulating. And honestly, let's just keep having fun. So that's my thoughts. October 22nd, we'll see what happens next. John Cigar, thank you for the subscribe. Everybody that thanks for subscribe, appreciate you. If you're here, hit that like button before we sign off. It just makes me feel good. Appreciate all of you. Have an awesome, awesome night. I will see you all in the next video, and God bless.